So it's time to take a look at one of the most anticipated vehicles to date in this game, and that would be the T-72 main battle tank. Now we are slowly getting up to the modern era. This vehicle is actually still in active service in some places, and I'm very curious to see how it will work in this game. So it has a 125mm main cannon, 60 km/h top speed, reverse is 4 km/h, the notorious 4 km/h reverse. That's gonna be pretty fun in top tier. It weighs 41 tons, has an autoloader, 3 crew members, 440mm average penetration, 7.1 second reload. The frontal armor is surprisingly tough, and also surprisingly the turret is not flying that easily on this vehicle in this game, although yeah, kind of funny that that's the case in this game. But yeah, a solid piece of steel from my experience. Now the T-62A, I'll be driving this thing today as well. I actually kind of like the T-72 more than the T-64A. For some reason I've had more trouble with this vehicle than with the T-72. I don't know what it is. Pretty much almost the same identical tank. They have the same average penetration. The T-72 is a little bit better armored, but they both have about the same top speed. This is a little lighter than the T-72 and has the same reload. It's a nice backup if the T-72 gets destroyed, which is, I guess, okay. Now this vehicle disappointed me because the BMP-1 is better than this. I can tell you right away. The BMP-1 at tier 6 is much better than this. It has a ATGM, but unfortunately it lacks a good main cannon. It has a 30mm autocannon with no APFSDS. You only get APDS ammo, and yeah, the BMP-1 RAT actually works a bit better than the BMP-2 RAT, which is kind of funny to think about. Will not be driving this vehicle today, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy it much. And if it had the 76mm cannon, yeah, I would definitely be much happier, but you know, and the ATGM tends to not do much damage, which I would say which is a first actually. I never seen that happen. And this thing, this looks like it looks like either a duck or a toad. I don't know. It has a decent tandem missile, and it's, you know, it's flat, it's low profile, so it can be quite a nasty little thing. But I think I enjoyed IT-1 a lot more than that thing. Anyway, let's do some battles and let's see what I'll do with the T-72. So, this has decent top speed. However, the reverse, as I mentioned before, is notoriously bad, and this is basically one of the things that is really bad on these vehicles, and that's the reverse. Although same reverse is actually in real life, so you can't really blame the developers for actually trying to make it, you know, as, you know, accurate as possible. So the accuracy part and realistic part, thumbs up definitely, because it does feel like a T-72. Now, one thing I kind of expected to see, I expected to see 80 gems, since you know, it should be able to hit 80 gems, but unfortunately I did not see any 80 gem option in the ammo. I know that one of the previous vehicles actually does have 80 gem option. The T-55 AMD has 80 gem, this vehicle doesn't, and this is a T-72, and the previous one is a T-55, so that's interesting to think about. But you do get 3 different types of APFS DS. I'm using the best one here, and I'm also using HEATFS. You can also use high explosive. It's a fairly large cannon, and it will be able to you know, overpressure if you hit correctly. But I use AP and I use HEATFS. Sometimes the APM knows to bounce, one thing to keep in mind which is kind of funny because that only happens with this vehicle. The other APFSDS, even the Merkava APFSDS that I've used, you will see that vehicle very soon. Also, you know, performed really well. I don't know why this APMO tends to bounce, but okay. The frontal armor, this is where things get a bit funny. When you actually hit this thing properly, and when you were aiming at the ammo rack, which it has its ammo is actually stored below the turret. I mean, I think we all know where the ammo is stored in this thing. And when you hit that, the turret should pop off. It usually does. I think we all seen that, probably. But if you hit this vehicle in the ammo, the turret pops off because it's just, you know, how it's designed. Some would say, jokingly, space program, you know, flying turrets. I mean, okay. In this game, I haven't seen that happen, but I was actually kind of curious to see how will they make those turrets fly in the T-72s. Funny enough, when you hit the ammo, it doesn't pop off that easily. I don't know. I don't know why, but surprisingly good survivability on this vehicle. I'm actually pretty satisfied with how it takes hits. I'm actually very surprised by how well it takes hits. Also able to bounce. It has a very interesting sloped frontal armor. And that's 80 gem. I did take a lot of 80 gem hits with this, and it barely did any damage. Of course, the weak spot is the classic weak spot where you usually shoot. Oh, I got the revenge bomb. Isn't that just lovely? But yeah, I usually aim for the ammo, and honestly, when you look at things, it's actually kind of difficult to hit the ammo on this vehicle, since it's really below the turret. So if your shell penetrates, and if it for some reason doesn't get there, yeah, the ammo will not pop off. But it is interesting to note at how the interior of the vehicle is designed. I really am a fan of the way the developers are able to make things look identical to the real thing, you know. Really happy with that. And yeah, that's a good hit, but didn't destroy it. And one more shot. There we go. Ammunition exploded, even though I hit the ammo like 5 times. Doesn't matter. For some reason, ammo doesn't pop off that easily lately. Obviously the side and the rear armor of the vehicle will be vulnerable, but front is actually pretty solid. Yeah, I think the Abrams might be the next vehicle to be added in the game. I'm fairly sure the Abrams is probably the next tier 9 or tier 10 that's going to be introduced into the game. I mean, that's usually how it goes. You get the T-72, you will probably get in the next update the third generation of Abrams main battle tank. That's gonna be pretty fun to test out. Oh, there we go. And yeah, didn't do much. This thing has a bunch of machine guns as well, which can be useful for ATGMs, for lightly armored vehicles and stuff like that. But the reverse speed is the most painful thing. The reverse speed is definitely the most painful thing on this vehicle, and I think the next generation, I think the T-80 and similar will also have the same thing. I have no idea why they didn't bother to actually make the reverse faster. I mean, I'm talking about the actual design of the vehicle. Why design the reverse to be so bad when reversing out of trouble can actually be much better than having to rotate around? Because a lot of vehicles in this tier are actually very quick when they go in reverse. 20-30 km per hour, which is actually really decent. And then there's the T-72. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, it's a very good vehicle. I like it. It's It does seem like a more modern vehicle that we have received in the game. It's just I'm just wondering why didn't they make the reverse faster than what it is, because you actually can save the vehicle if you reverse fast enough in a lot of cases. Reverse out of trouble, you know. That's the thing, and the reverse 5 km per hour, 4 km per hour, yeah, that's walking pace. So no idea. And I'm actually quite used to reversing out with the main battle tanks in this tier, because usually all of the vehicles are actually fairly quick in reverse, and then there's this thing. Not necessarily a bad thing, I guess, since if you position yourself in the right way, you can still take advantage of that speed and, you know, go back on time. But if you just, well, just a little bit go forward, it is bad news if you get hit, if you get spotted, that is. So that's the thing for the T-72. And it looks like we will win the match, I think. Somehow I'm alive. I've played I don't know how many battles I've played today. A lot, just to get some good battles to show you the vehicle in the... Did bro just shoot me? And then they play like nothing happened. Of course. But yeah, spent a lot of time today trying to record, to get proper battles with these vehicles, just to show what they're capable of. Okay, that was the first battle. Let's go to the next one. Oh my god, I really am starting to really dislike this map, just because I've seen it 1,000 times today. You know, this map's been so annoying. I just started to just leave the second I see it and just, you know, force the game to give me a different map, because let me tell you, seeing one map over and over and over again gets pretty damn boring pretty quickly. And if we did, you know, I would really love it if we get literally a random map every time, because when the game just spams one map, that makes me want to throw my phone against the wall, because let me tell you, the map spam can definitely be extremely annoying. No, we have a well, we don't have anything actually. My gun got wrecked. That little thing has a 2-second reload, and somehow the first hit did not kill it. Alright, fair enough. So, this is actually a fairly flat vehicle. I also forgot to mention that. It's very small, flat vehicle, and it means that you can actually attempt to hide the hole and, you know... Oh, that was actually a AT jump scare there. It made me a little bit jump there for a moment. But yeah, a very flat vehicle, which means that you can hide it pretty much anywhere. And if you position yourself correctly, you can actually just show the front of the turret, which is a very small target. Now, someone asked me if this vehicle has APS. I don't think the T-72, this one, has APS. I think the modernized version later on will have APS, but this doesn't have that, I think. Doesn't have composite armor, I would say, but any other protection system against missiles? No, I don't think that it has that. At least, not that I noticed. But I can tell you, I would notice that because I've been yeeted by 80 gems today maybe 1,000 times. So yeah, there's definitely, well, at least that appears like there is no APS system on this vehicle. I feel like the turret might be the toughest part of this tank. Since I got hit 1,000 times and I'm still alive. Happens rarely, but you know, I'm still being shot by literally everything and everyone. Isn't that just lovely? Oh look, there goes the revenge bomber, of course. Why would they go after anyone else when they can go after me? Okay, well, the bombs did some little damage to the vehicle, but nothing to be worried about. And this is where I wish I had high explosive. That vehicle would have been destroyed, but I have heat because I don't really trust the AP ammo on this vehicle that much. Should still destroy that tank or that SPAA in one hit, so waiting for them to pop out. Waiting for them to pop out. Oh, we have there they are, and yeah, there we go. That worked. Okay. So I think I might attempt to go and capture the zone, or actually no, I am in the revenge bomber myself. Let's see what I managed to hit with the revenge bomber. Or that was a... That looked like a missile from out of nowhere. I don't know where that even came from, to be honest. About to find out though. Okay, there they are. Here's some good old bombs with the worst possible revenge bomber in the game. In top tier. There we go. Okay, I think the coast should be clear, quite literally. So might be time for me to move a bit forward. Oh, wait a second. And this is one of the downsides of having a very low profile vehicle. If this was any other tank, I would be able to shoot over this little hill here, or this little, you know, obstacle. And the gun depression on T-72 isn't the best, as you already probably expected. I mean, a very small flat turret means that you will probably not be able to move that gun much downwards, which is, you know, I did drive so many vehicles with fantastic gun depression. I'm used to vehicles with very good gun depression, and then there is this thing. And I almost got revenge bombed for a, I don't know, third, fourth time today. Well, let's capture the zone. Initially planned to capture the zone after I destroy the Type 74, but guess not. And a CM11. I did hit the ammo there, but oh, actually I didn't. The ammo is right here. There we go. And now I'm waiting for the Type to lurk around a corner. Hopefully I am able to shoot below this little rock here. I will be so mad if it hits a invisible wall, as it usually does on different maps. There, okay, no need to be mad, it actually did work. That was actually the better battle with the T-72. The second battle did seem to be the better battle. Okay, fair enough. Turret rotation speed is actually on the slower side, but it's not too bad. It is manageable, that's for sure. There we go. That was actually a solid little match. So, shall we go and play the T-62 map, or the T-64A? Very similar to the T-62. So, yeah, I wonder if the T-64, the classic one, will be a premium vehicle in the next paid platoon. And also, again, I got this map. This map should stop being spammed because it's annoying. The previous map was spammed, was like, I think Vietnam. I would actually play that map over this any day on any time of the day, because I'm pretty much fed up with this map at this moment. Now the thing that I actually don't really know why I struggled with this vehicle. I struggle with this a lot more than I struggle with the T-72, that's for sure. Since when you look at the stats of the vehicle, they are about the same. It's just that this is a buffed T-62, or should I say a more, modern version of the T-62, and the T-72 is a completely different vehicle. But they do share the same ammo. You do get the same ammo on this vehicle as well. No ATGM, unfortunately, but you get a PFSDS and you get heat, which is what I use. I use the best AP ammo, and of course I have heat ammo. Heat ammo in case the AP ammo fails. I actually use both. Sometimes heat just seems to be doing better than the AP in some instances, especially against the more lightly armored vehicles that have little to no armor. And the playstyle of the T-64 is actually, I would say, the same as with the T-72. It's a very small, low-profile vehicle, able to be hidden really well in a lot of places. And you should definitely try to take advantage of the small size of this main battle tank. If hidden properly, it can actually be quite difficult to destroy, and some positions like this position right here might be very interesting when realistic battles come into play, since it's just a very small portion of the vehicle is visible. And that might help with the survivability by a lot. Now, who shall be revenge bombed? I also got the worst bomber again, so I really don't like this bomber. I would take the IL-28 any day over this, or the Canberra actually. Canberra is also really decent. Okay, that's unfortunate I am unable to shoot at that vehicle over there. A low profile vehicle is both good and bad. Good when you are trying to hide, bad when you are actually trying to hit something and you can't because the tank is too short. But it doesn't matter. I mean, in this case, I'm actually covering a wide area on the map there, so I would say it's pretty decent for what it is. Oh, there we go. A T-64A. Spawn protection? Nope, okay, they don't have spawn protection. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's very annoying. Okay, that was a good hit. And let me go shoot one more time. There we go. Relatively simple to destroy these vehicles. I usually try to go for the ammo, try to hit the autoloader, because when you hit the autoloader, that's usually when the turret pops off. Well, you can minimize the explosiveness by reducing the ammo that you're carrying. That's a very interesting thing. It also works, by the way, in this game. Well, it works when I'm shooting at the vehicle, never works when I'm actually the one who's being shot. But let's capture the base. I'm utilizing the same tactic I utilized before with the T-72, exactly same position and same tactic, which is kind of funny to think about. But the game did spam the same map over and over again, so can't really be mad at that, because the game just keeps spamming this map over and over again. You'll see I also got this map with the Merkava, which is funny. Maybe I'm going to go a little bit forward, or maybe not. Actually, we are already winning. I think we already won the match, so I can just move around and maybe I'm lucky enough to find something. I don't know. But yeah, that was the T-72 and the T-64A main battle tank. Honestly, good vehicles, very fun to use, very unique in their own way, and it will be fun to see how are they compared with the other main battle tanks. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. And as always, I'll see you next time.